Welcome to the Horror Next Door. This is our favorite new horror trailers from May 2023. If you like this video, would you kindly subscribe?
Pollen. After a senior coworker assaults a bright-eyed young woman, her dream job becomes a living nightmare as she tries to keep her career together while being tormented at work, at home, and in her dreams by a mysterious tree monster.
Pollen releases June 6th.
You heard it right, folks. There's a tree monster. You can see it in the trailer. At the very end. Who wouldn't be a little bit more curious about that? I can't really say I've ever been super duper into body horror, but I feel like a lot of the more recent stuff that's come out has been pretty disappointing. The trailers will make it look really gnarly and interesting, and then it's just so-so, or sometimes even boring. So I guess I kind of have a little bit of hope for this one. I just think it looks extremely weird. After reading the synopsis, it's kind of sad that it's related to abuses that this girl is enduring. So I hope that whatever happens related to this tree monster and the pollen and whatever is going on here isn't her suffering more. I would rather have it be something that she can use to her advantage to feel empowered or take revenge or something of that nature. But the trailer doesn't reveal much. That's what makes me curious, and that's what makes me want to see it. So hopefully be getting back to you on that in a What We Watched later on.
So when I first watched this trailer, I thought to myself that it kind of looked a little artsy, almost like a movie that A24 would be putting out. And I don't really tend to love those type of movies, but I don't know. There's something about this trailer that really intrigued me. I can't really put my finger on it. It just seems really weird, and I can't wait to see what the heck's going on with this tree monster. What she ends up doing seems like maybe she might have killed somebody and is burying them. Who knows? Guess we'll have to wait to find out. The one positive thing that I can say, no matter how this movie turns out to be, is at least the tree monster in the trailer is a real practical effect. It seems like it's a person in some kind of tree monster outfit of some kind. So at least it's not some CGI garbage. It's a practical effect. It looks pretty cool.
Mother, may I? When Anya starts behaving like his recently deceased mother, Emmett must confront his deepest traumas to free his fiancée from this bewildering possession.
Mother May I stars Kyle Gallner, who you might know from Scream 5, Jennifer's Body, and the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. And also stars Holland Roden, who you might know from Escape Room Tournament of Champions. Mother May I releases July 21st.
I can't really say I'm extremely excited about this specific film. I don't think we had an amazing selection of horror movies to choose from this month. I don't want to be unpleasant, but I just sort of think this is something that's kind of been done before. I actually watched Nicholas Winding Refn's Too Old to Die Young on Amazon, and there was a theme very similar to this in that show, a series, extremely long film. I'm not sure what he considers it, but there was a girlfriend that sort of started taking on characteristics and personality traits and things like that of one of the male character's deceased mothers. And that's what this reminded me of. And I feel like, honestly, that's my not only reason, but main interest in seeing this. I do have to say that after reading the synopsis, it does make me a bit more curious because it's talking about traumas that he needs to confront and things like that. I mean, again, it still sounds similar to the Too Old to Die Young thing. I don't know if it's just because that was so crazy that it really stuck with me, and that's why it's at the forefront of my mind when I see this. But recognizing that he has his own issues to deal with and that somehow that's supposedly going to conquer whatever is going on with his mother's spirit or something, that could be an interesting aspect to this film that might make me like it some more. So I am, again, pretty curious to see what goes on here. I probably won't prioritize watching this film, but whenever I do get around to seeing it, I just hope that it isn't a disappointment. I feel like going in with low expectations tends to be a good thing, and hopefully I end up liking it a lot more than I'm thinking.
So I agree with Hellcat that there wasn't really much of a selection this month. Not saying that these two particular trailers are bad or anything like that. It's just usually what we do is I save all the trailers to a playlist throughout the month, and then towards the end of the month we kind of binge through them and pick the ones that we really like, the ones that really catch our eye. Sometimes I can have upwards of, 20 or 30 plus trailers for us to watch. And then we kind of have to narrow it down to like a solid 5 or 6 or something like that. But this month, it seems like I only had like 6 trailers for us to watch. So out of those 6, these were the best ones in our opinion, and the ones that seemed the most intriguing and the ones we actually wanted to watch. I think the main reason why I'm actually really interested in seeing this is I guess I'm a low-key fan of Kyle Gallner. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. I know he's been in a couple of bad horror films, but he's still cool and I like him. I also really like this one shot in the trailer where he's sitting at the dinner table or whatnot, and she comes over and she's, acting all strange and stuff. And then she sits down in front of him and it kind of cuts back to him and he's just looking at her with this expression on his face of like, what in the hell is going on? And he just looks like he wants nothing to do with it. He just wants it over. And I just think it's brilliant. I really like that shot. I think this movie, even though it is a horror film and everything, it's not going to be all brutal and bloody and anything like that. But it definitely seems like it's going to be trippy and weird. We love those kind of movies. For that, we will check it out.
As always, thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment letting us know your thoughts on these trailers, all of which will be linked below along with our store and social media pages. Until next time!